There's nothing good about it. I find the Ancient Dragon to be wholly unpleasant. Because like everybody's like, oh, you just chase the tail. And it's like, well, that's inconsistent. You know, that can still get you killed. It can still be a pain in the ass, and usually is. This is where my memory is a little bit fuzzy. I know I need to go to the woods. I don't remember how to get there. Sort of. I think maybe. Is this way? No, it's not down there. That's Old Yarnum. Oh, he's sleeping now. This is so stupid. Yeah, I think this... Is this the way? No. No, that's a dead end. Oh, I know where it is. Okay, I remember now. You have a tactic there where you cannot die if you are not brain dead. Spend enough time hanging out with me, you'll probably come to think, like many people do. A lot of Barb viewers probably think I'm a brain dead dipshit. Whoop! I fucking love this thing so much. Bah! Haha, saw goes burr. Blood vial, thank you. That's the way down there. We're not going there. We're gonna go where that brain sucker is. Yeah, what's the tactic though that you're talking about? I'm a little bit curious because the only one I have ever seen anywhere online when people were talking about this shit was chase the tail whenever it flies up for its breath attack. Oh, I was gonna leave him alone. He out of it more as a. Oh no, I was just joking about how I engage in a lot of self-deprecating humor. I often joke a lot that I'm a big idiot, and sometimes I live up to that hype of being a big idiot. There we go. I just want to get that brain sucker dead. There's nothing to excuse. You're fine. I'm just more joking that I sometimes make a fool of myself. Oh yeah, no. Then by all means, share. Like, please do share. I'm not trying to discourage that or anything like that. I was just making a joke at my expense. Oh hey, it's our Solaire Solaire
Oh, good to see you safe.
kind of guy.
Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest. I bid you farewell. It has been a pleasure. May the good blood guide your way.
I feel compelled to attack him, but I think that's just because I really like this weapon. And I want to use it on people. Now we enter the most confusing area of the game. But yeah, if you wanted to share like your ancient dragon stat, I'm all ears. We're about to get insight. Already dead. Bad man's knowledge. Boop. Okay. I always think that there are items in these far off corners. There never is. Forbidden Woods. It is Forbidden Woods. For some reason, I kept thinking, oh, that's Harry Potter. That's Harry Potter. Harry Potter. But so you stand before the dragon and wait until it spits fire on you. In the last moment, you run at the right leg and hit it. When he is finished, you run back for his head, and he does fire spit every time. So you kind of get him stuck in a AI loop. I'll have to try that out at some point and see if that works. If, like I said, if I ever go back to Dark Souls 2. I don't think that Dark Souls 2 is an objectively bad game. I just think in comparison to everything else that FromSoft has created, there's better stuff out there. They had some neat ideas, and they did like this sometimes, and he is dead. Yeah. What the fuck? You asshole. Come here, you. Uh-oh. Welp. Onto the jank controller. Yeah, I mean, I find that they'll fight wholly boring either way. It's just because, like, yeah, it's a boss, but stop that. They gave it's like Fire Giant in Elden Ring. It just has too much HP. Stop it. Okay, see, I'm talking about the jank controller. I'm holding up. Full all the way up on the analog stick, and you can kind of see the character kind of sometimes goes down into a walk. We'll see if we can. You see that right there. And watch the kind of jerky movement. Yeah. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just holding up. This happened with another controller of mine. And I had to get rid of it. But since I haven't, I'm still in between jobs. I'm waiting on a start date for a new job. I can't exactly just run out and buy another fucking $60 controller. And, you know, for it is, yeah. Can't just run out and buy a brand new fucking controller because this one's going out. Because I don't have any income at this moment because my previous employer has decided that they're going to have me listed as still employed so they don't have to pay out unemployment. They're basically scamming the unemployment system in America. I learned that today. That was fun to learn. My new manager called me up and basically said that my my previous card was access card for that I used for the Marine Corps work that I was doing was still active, and like if I knew what the deal with that was, there's a huge security breach. They asked me to send all my equipment back. I looked at chat, and that's the punishment for. Fuck off. There we go. Okay. You have a controller with the same problem. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's frustrating. It's not the worst thing. It's not like, oh my god, the controls don't work. But it is frustrating. Like that's like, come on, I have to sit there and like wiggle it. I have to sit there and like wiggle it back and forth, and that kind of helps a little bit. So if I see that jerky movement start up again, I just kind of boop. I guess I could, if I was really stubborn, I could probably file down part of the analog stick so I can push it up further. But I don't know if that would fix the problem. And then I have another problem if the analog stick actually just breaks off. But yeah, so my previous employer, um, yeah, I had an access card that I needed to use for like testing and building a site that we were working on, and I figured, when they called me and told me that they were letting me go, I was like, okay. I assumed at that point my card would have been rendered inactive. They would have deactivated my card, so I can't like access the DoD network or anything like that. No, they didn't do that. So when this guy sent me a box to send back the work laptop and the card in, I thought nothing of it. So in Germany, we had the thing that you must go to the military after 1 year for 1 year after school. I like that idea, but this is more than I was never in the military. This is not more there, so I was never in the military. So it was a site for the Marine Corps that they wanted to do like rebuild and you know kind of a bit of a I guess drama dumping to talk about like the issues as to what led to me separating from that job. But yeah, there's a guy who over engineered everything, and because I didn't understand his work immediately, he became hostile towards me, which led to arguments, which then led to me eventually just getting let go. Because out of the two people, who are you going to take? You're going to take the person who has 40 years of experience or the guy who has less than 10? That guy has more work experience than I have life experience. So, like, I didn't blame him for that. But the guy was still a piece of shit. He was an arrogant cocksucker. Anyways, so I got let go because I disagreed with him, and so I obviously I got nice. I did not know that would break off. I thought it's the other one that's swinging. No, okay. All right, that would make a really nice clip. Okay. Need to make a note real quick. Hold on. Got my notepad here. Okay. So yeah, so like obviously I got let go, and I was like, all right, that's the nature of contract work. Sometimes is you just don't see eye to eye with people, and you go your separate ways. No big deal. They had me send all my stuff back. Standard practice. Okay, sure. I sent my stuff back. They had me mail an active card, an active CAC, common access card. They had me send one of. Jesus Christ! If that's dangerous. That's bad. That is really fucking stupid. But they also wanted to try and claim that I was still gainfully employed and that I was not eligible for unemployment. So I've been unemployed for about 3 weeks when I got the next job offer. It was almost 3 weeks to the day when I got my next job offer. That seems to be the case every single time I either like when a contract ends and I need to find a new job or whatever. I always seem to get unemployed for like 3 weeks. It's always almost exactly 3 weeks every single time. That's not what I was looking for. So this place is... this is what I was looking for. No, it was not. I can never remember the layout of this place. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just kind of looking for... I agree with people that are done. Childless and don't know the rules of discussion. Hey, thank you for the follow. Nice. You're the one that got us to 40 followers. Thank you so much for that. Okay, well, I had most of my alerts updated. That's apparently something else I need to... Another update for me to... Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, man. So yeah, this guy sent me, like, had me send in the mail an active access card that if it was intercepted would be a massive fucking issue. Like, my current supervisor basically said that's a massive security breach, I think is the word that he used. So that was a conversation that I had today. Go? No, you don't. Whoop! So yeah, my soon-to-be supervisor today asked me to give him a call so we could discuss this issue. The issue being, why is my access card still? Why am I still being sponsored by the Marines for my my CAC credentials? And I told him that I wasn't aware that was the issue, and he's like, okay, that's not your fault. That's a massive security breach security breach. He doesn't know. What he doesn't know, though, is that they had me mail that stuff back to them. And I'm pretty sure if he knew that, the conversation that he had with the Marine Corps probably would have went very differently. But he went straight to the Marine Corps with this and was like, I need you to revoke his sponsorship. Funny story about that sponsorship. I still have access to my work email. And I saw when the access was revoked so that I could get put on the new DoD under the new DoD sponsor. This must be I'm not generous likes or this, it must be earned. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. I really do genuinely appreciate it. That like, I can't begin to tell you how good that actually makes me feel. Because when I used to just play these games offline by myself and do casual runs, I always thought I was like just really bad at them, but I still enjoyed them because it was a good challenge. But to hear like, you're not the first person who's come here and told me that I'm good at these games, and it's very, like, it means a lot to see people say that type of stuff. So thank you, really, a lot. I'm glad that I've earned your follow. Come on, do you go? Yeah, I wanted to bonk that guy and not actually have to. Come on. All right. Yeah, that breaks it apart. Together, but kind of remind myself of a few things there. Okay. You're better at streaming. I mean, thanks. I'm somewhat new to the current state of streaming. I used to stream like back at Stop it. It's really frustrating the gyro controls in this game. Um, I used to stream like I streamed Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition and a bit of Dark Souls 2, Here's the Storm, like Binding of Isaac and stuff like that. I streamed a bunch of that back in the day. And this is we're talking like back before like affiliate was even a thing. And so um yeah, that was like my exposure to all this. But that was like 10 years ago. We're talking like the long, long ago. The before times, before COVID fucked everything up. Um, and one experience was Sekiro. I played it no death, but I streamed it in HD, so you had seconds per seconds per frame. The main reason I stopped streaming back then was it wasn't because I wasn't enjoying it. It was I didn't have an internet connection to like actually maintain a good bit rate or stream. Like people were getting a lot of buffering. Oh, you asshole! Give me my health back. Um, and it was just like it was very low quality, I guess is the best way to put it. And I didn't want like I don't want people to I don't want to be known for having like a laggy or really bad stream, so to speak. And so I was like, all right, well maybe we'll try this again later. And I graduated college. I started working as a developer, and eventually like the idea of streaming just kind of left my mind at that point. I was like, it just wasn't really something that I thought about doing again. And then I found myself with this new computer that has a 4090, and I have a really decent, strong computer, good internet connection with a really great speed, and it was like that was. Oh, I am down. Thank you. And so now it's I was like, why don't I try it again? Why don't I just like just do it for fun and see what happens and whatever just have fun with it. And so that's what I'm here doing. I'm just having a good time. People want to come hang out and tell me I'm shit or tell me I'm good. By all means, you know, develop compute. I'm more of a web developer, so I build like websites and stuff like that. I can build computer applications given enough time. I haven't done it in a long time, but yeah, I can. I if I wanted to, I could. As some of my friends refer to us, we are the bald programmers. I don't fully understand where that joke came from, but it's a joke with a lot of my friends that if you know how to program, if you know how to code in any way, you're bald. Um, Maybe one day I will work up the courage to ask where that joke came from, but for now I just kind of play along with it. But yeah, I do I know C? Not so much. I'm more my primary focus is on .NET development with a focus on C sharp. C sharp was what I did my senior project in when I was in college. I had a lot of fun using C sharp, and I found it very easy to use and pick up and kind of go with. And so that's what I did. And then it just kind of fell in my lap when I got my first job. One of my boss was like, was like, we want to. So I guess the best way to do it is to tell the story of my first job and how I got into .NET development. So I graduated college in 2015. 3 months later, I got my first job offer, and it was to do HTML code cleanup on site migration. They were migrating NIH websites. National Institute of Health was our client. We were migrating their sites from one content management system to another. So from SharePoint to Sitecore. And my job responsibility was me and a few other junior developers would go in and we'd clean up all the code. And that basically meant somebody would run the script, it would migrate all the sites over, and and we'd go in and we'd take out all the designer code. Usually it's like a ton of div tags and just like random bullshit and garbage code that wasn't needed. And we'd add in CSS to make sure the the sites looked the way the client wanted them to look. I was hired as a temp for that work, and it's called a contract to hire position. So you do this work for 6 months, and if they're happy with your performance, you get brought on permanently. Um, I started in August of 2015. I was a full-time permanent employee at the company by October of 2015. They bought out the contract and hired me on permanently almost inside of a month. We had a test, and IIT was about C, and I was stressed. I had a problem with rows and pointers. Pointers always gave me a hard time too. I always had a hard time struggling with pointers when it came to programming. I haven't had to use them since college, but I vividly remember struggling with pointers. So I got hired on permanently, and when they hired me on permanently, they asked if I wanted to take on new responsibilities. And obviously, like, you're excited. You got a new job. You got hired on permanently. Of course, I was like, yeah, sure. And that's how I got started on .NET development. But that was VB, Visual Basic .NET. That was the first language that I did any professional coding in. And shortly after that, I started playing around with an EPA project that they had that was in C#.NET. And that was my transition from .NET to C#.NET. And ever since I started working on the EPA project, my primary focus in programming language has been C#, and I use .NET for everything else. And I'm most familiar with Microsoft SQL Server for all the data backend type stuff.
A hunter of beasts, are you? Glory be. You know not the value you possess. But more's the pity. The hours of the night are many, and the beasts more than I can count. A veritable hunt unending. Not even death offers solace, and the blood imbibes you. A most frightful fate. Oh my. But I'm willing to do you
See
a
him,
kindness.
see him right there next to my saw.
Glide round to the right of the great cathedral and seek an ancient, shrouded church. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength. Yes, I'm unquestionably certain.
I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Not even death offers solace, and the blood imbibes you. Seek you the ancient shrouded church, the gift of the...
Okay. So let's take a look. This is basically a key. A lattice deformed rock or perhaps meteorite. A meteorite. It looks like Rom the vacuous spider's head. Appears useless, but I'm tripping over my own words here. Appears useless, but possesses some odd gravitational force that prevents its riddance. A dubious soul once said, "Step lightly round to the right of the great cathedral and seek the ancient shrouded church. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength." So, this, for me in internet discussions, the person's calls the other one a child has lost the discussion. This only says he has no arguments. More, an argument should stay outside. People written by a child. So I think if I'm understanding what you're saying is that if you are debating somebody or talking to somebody about something, and instead of offering a rebuttal, they just retort to resort to childish insults, they've essentially lost that argument. And I agree with you. If you're having a discussion or any type of debate, no matter how heated it gets, there's no need to start name calling. That does nothing. It serves no purpose. Insults and name calling, it gets you nowhere. It serves zero purpose. And so I agree with you on that. If you're debating somebody and they're like, well, you're a fucking idiot, shut the fuck up. It's like, at that point, they've lost that argument. So I believe the tonsil stone allows us to get taken into the nightmare of Mensis. Why they give it to us at this point in the game, I don't fucking know. But that tonsil stone will let us get to my least favorite area in the game, Miyazaki's Poison Swamp of Bloodborne. The Nightmare of Mensis is that. I always seem to get invaded by other players in there as well. God, this weapon is so much fun to use. I love just how insane it is. Oh no! I was trying to be cheeky. I was gonna do this. I'll do it anyways. I know from experience with age doesn't come. Yes. I mean, just turn on the news and you can see that anywhere. Big agree on that. Yeah. See if I can kill this guy before he closes it. That will close that gate. Wait, what? It doesn't... Oh, I was going to say... But yeah, so yeah, if you try and approach from this way, he'll close the gate on you. Are there baddies in here? Any baddies? Baddies? No baddies. Give me... Blue elixir! That's huge! Not really. Blue elixir just makes you invisible. Has no real purpose for how I play the game. Uh-oh. Oh, that does not do the amount of... I love this weapon. It's so good. So good. This is easily my favorite weapon in this game. Just leaves me covered in yuck, gore, blood, and guts. In the best way possible. Go, activate you. Whoa! That guy's got a fucking throwing arm. There's something else I missed back here? Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go this way for a little bit. But we are gonna go back. And the other way is a very interesting path, I guess. I wanted to get rid of all these guys that throw fire bombs and shit, so I can just kind of run through here. Bye. Yeah, so if you don't kill these guys, you see that like oily looking water down there, they'll hurl fire bombs at you and they'll like create these large explosions that'll basically make your life a giant pain in the ass. So the next step would be to go down there where that glowy thing is. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to head back and we're going to open up a massive, giga-sized. Well, it's not really a shortcut, but it's cool all the same. While this area can get very confusing, it's not this portion of. I know someone I knew through the internet who wanted to sue for discussing his name because I wrote a commentary under some. I mean, he could try and sue you for that, but like, what would the lawsuit be? He commented on my video. That doesn't seem like that would hold weight anywhere, really. That seems awfully petty of that person. Antidote. That's going to be important. That is certain death. So here's like the mini Miyazaki poison swamp. That's what we're heading into now. Somebody should tell Miyazaki we don't like these. I don't think there's ever been a poison swamp. The commentary was no insult, only harsh criticism on something bad he has done, and the video was watched by no more than 30 people. I wouldn't have deleted it. I would have left it up there. The only time I've deleted something that I've said was in regards to an altercation I had with a family member online. These are kind of like the, I think these are basically the guys from the Cathedral Ward that, heal. Oh, heal. Oh god, the worms! Worms! Run! Run away! I'm gonna bravely run away. I forgot about the worms. Entirely a skill issue on my part. It also doesn't help that this... Yeah, I don't want to... I probably shouldn't mention the drama, I guess you could say, that I had with a family member, but that was the only time I went back and was like, you know what, I should probably delete this, because if I'm not careful, it could become a legal matter. Because it was my word against his in regards to, like, what the debate was about. Okay, we don't want to... yeah, you can fuck off, please. Blood gemstone. Heal? Hey, get off me! Fuck off, man. Okay. Message received. Don't fight anything in here. Only collect. No fight. Only collect. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, well, yeah, okay. I then wanted, or he would go to the police with intention of the police contact. That seems a bit extreme. Internet drama confuses me a lot. All right, we got our Metal Gear Solid 3 ladder. Also, I'm gonna post something in chat real quick. Go. Some ladders from Zeus. Anybody who knows Hey Zeus here's toast will know exactly. Right. Right. And here we are. And guess what? There's more ladders. This is why I posted the ladders now. Jesus Here's Toast did a speed run at if you wanted a comment Terry deleted, he should delete it. Yeah, if he doesn't like what you're saying and doesn't want that comment on the video, it's on him, on the person who made the video to moderate it, to delete it. Like be like, hey, I don't want you saying stuff like that. I'm gonna remove this comment. Not, hey, I disagree with you, delete this comment. So, here we are. We're back at Yosefka's clinic. So we went all the way through Old Yarnum into the Cathedral Ward, into the Forbidden Woods, only to find a way back to Yosefka's clinic. And now we have a back way into the clinic itself. This is the type of interconnected world design that I love. We were talking about this earlier in the stream, that Dark Souls 1 has like really good world design. I think that was us. That might have. I remember talking about that with somebody. That Dark Souls world design is borderline like genius level. It's absolutely amazing. Fuck these guys. Uh-oh. Well, I'm gonna have 9 insight and less health now. And now he's activated, so we're gonna... Oh, he's hungry. Oh Lord, he coming. Is he not gonna do the Whoop. Oh, I thought he was about to do... These guys can like do a magic attack that stuns you. Like the wardens in Demon Souls Tower of Latria. And then they'll just sit there and like constantly... I've gotten stun locked by these guys in the past. So the kind of people think if they threaten you, make what they want, and if they say no, they get used to threaten you. And I think if you don't hold it against, we'll do it in his life again and again. Yeah, like basically you're talking about abusers and people who, you know, they don't value like what other people have to say. It's just like, it's my way or the highway. That's it. And people like that tend to be abusive, at least in my experience. Again, this is why I posted ladders in chat. We've had 3 ladders so far. I don't think there's going to be a 4th. Okay, birds are down. I'm not going to go and kill the fake Yosefka. I think you need to keep her alive for one of the umbilical cords. I also think there are 4 1/3 umbilical cords, but MGS3 is my second favorite Metal Gears. Actually, Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite Metal Gear. What's your favorite Metal Gear game? Your number 1 Metal Gear game. And now we're in Yosefka's clinic. You think MGS2 is better? Really? A lot of people I know kind of regard that as like the black sheep of the franchise. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. So this is the room that we started in. That's Yosefka. That thing that we just killed is Yosefka. Canehurst summons. We need that. Obviously. Now, I can open this. But when I go and, like, if I go and come back, it'll be closed. But yeah, we're going to be coming back here later. So I'll probably have to do that run up again, but it won't be as bad since we don't have to go through the poison shit anymore. But I can see how, like, you know, MGS2, you can see that MGS2 is better, like, and the gameplay is good. The story is sort of batshit insane though. Man, yawning a little bunch. I think we should, no, we've done that. Yeah, we're gonna have to run back through the poison again. Go back down. Because if I go back to the dream and then teleport to the Forbidden Woods, all the enemies will be back. And I specifically cleared all those enemies. So that I wouldn't have to fight them when I go back through. But now it won't be as bad. So I've gotten all the shinies, so just do this. A little bit of this. And we're good. I like it because of the gameplay. The over-the-top stealth more. I find the story is very interesting and has relevancy, especially now. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. That's very kind of prophetic, huh? Kind of like Death Stranding did the same thing. That would be an interesting game to stream. You'd have to turn off the music though, because that would get you fucking like super bonked. Wait, is everything back again? And the music, yeah, the music, I mean, Metal Gear music is usually, you know, very, I guess you could say atmospheric or mood setting. Like, and very iconic too. Like the you know, the alert phase, the doo 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 doo. Like very energetic and. But yeah, the story, you're absolutely spot on that it was very prophetic. And like I said, you know, Death Stranding was kind of the same way. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't Death Stranding was in development before your birth. I'm guessing you're probably relatively young. I'm not asking your age. That's something that I don't ever plan to ask anybody because Twitch does not fuck around with age stuff. Like if you say I'm a certain age and it, you know, even if you're joking, if you're not serious, you're gonna get in serious trouble if you say certain things about your age. So I'm not asking your age, but I am kind of curious. You are an adult, okay? It's not like that serious, but I've seen people joke about being a certain age, and they got their account, like, basically they got shadow banned on Twitch. So apparently everything respawned. I don't know why. I'm a little bit annoyed by that. Like I didn't go back to the but yeah, there's another adult that I know who's you know, we often give him a hard time because of his age. He's incredibly young, but he's also in college. We also joke about that a bit about the fact that we do his homework for him. You're like, hey guys, I have a question. It's like, all right, time to do his homework. He's a good guy though. He's get off me, no. Okay. Whoop. No, you don't. 2002. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that like I said, I was, you know, Jesus Christ. I think he's actually older than you. No. Yes? No. You're older than him. But yeah, he is very young, and so we often give him a hard time, just jokingly. We don't mean any malice towards it. And that's kind of a thing with a lot of my friends is that we'll tease each other in a way that like it's not mean spirited. It's just like, you know, it's just how we roll. It's you know, and I do that with a lot of my friends. We, you know, that was how I bonded with a lot of my friends in high school. So we just talked mad shit about each other while playing video games online. EverQuest is a great example of that. We would just relentlessly, I wouldn't say bully because, you know, bully would imply malice. But it's the best way to describe how we, you know, how we interacted. You didn't have PS2 because you had no PS2 and Konami. You're right about that, man. Fucking Konami is, you know, they've decided they want to be the biggest shitheads in the games development industry. And I think they did Kojima dirty. But, you know, look who got the last laugh. That dude's fucking, he's got his own company. He's regarded by many as a genius. I don't think he is, but like his games do have a sort of prophetic feel to them. And the reason I mentioned Death Stranding is because like he was talking about like before the lockdowns, he had dialogue in games talking about people like locking themselves indoors and not going anywhere and refusing to go outside. And then shortly after that game comes out, the lockdowns go into place. Okay. So, that's what I was waiting for. All right. Boom. So we're gonna take a short break so I can go use the restroom. And get another Coke, I think, would probably be a good idea. Get some caffeine in my system. So I'm gonna step away for just a minute, stretch my legs. Recommend if you haven't been up in a bit, maybe do the same. We'll be back here in a few minutes. am back. Oh, I think he is so special because games have a big philosophical sub-theme. The true story isn't that special, but what question it has about reality is astonishing. Yeah, that I could see that with Kojima, him being like a huge like philosophy kind of guy. Like I would absolutely buy into that. Um, yeah, Kojima, he's definitely kind of got the whole big brain thing, working for him. 1 second, I'm gonna mute myself. I don't want you guys to get your ears blown out by this. The can opening. Go get some caffeine flowing through my system and wake myself up a little bit. I've whoop that. Oop. Now we're gonna go. We're actually about to get the cannon. Not that cannon. Lingering hitboxes, always fun. Okay. I love the insane ramblings of these guys as you're slicing them up. This town's finished, and like all sorts of other just weird and crazy shit. What? What? Did I skip him? No, I didn't. Oh yeah, that's how you can safely get in there. So you can kind of run over here, pick up some blood vials. Nice, thank you. And boom, you're in the shit. You come in and you go whoop, 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 like some fucking Three Stooges shit. Whoa! No? There is that. Oh, he was probably in. I think he was in like this building or something. I'm all like, I am looking really gnarly right now. Yeah, I think he was in this building. God, this controller. Hurry up and finish charging. And switch back. Should probably just go and get a charging cable and plug it into my USB port in my PS5 right here and just charge the controller while I'm playing the game. Because this controller's decided it's gonna fucking die on me. That's so pathetic. Like, when they shoot it, it can shoot all the fucking way over there. You try and shoot it, it's like an infinite. Best way to farm blood vials before the final area. The best way to farm blood vials before the late game is before Murgo's wet nurse. There's a bunch of pigs and stuff there, and there's a few shadows of Yarnum enemies. And you just have those two fight each other, and then you go and clean up whatever's left over. And they all usually drop a large amount of blood vials. That's how I farm blood vials, at least. Right. More blood vials. As we can see, we're getting a. Oh, you mean that whole cannon run up? Yeah, I can see that. Let's put this on. Get rid of these. Can I take these off? I guess you do that and that. There. I might do like co-op or something like that later on, but not right now. I definitely won't be like bringing people into my game. I'll go into other people's games if somebody comes to me and help me, I'm stuck. But yeah, that was just out of habit that I put various items on here. What else do I have though? I never. Oh, let's use this and get a blood gem from it. We're gonna replace that HP regen that I have from the doll's tier. With that blood gem. So, okay, now we're gonna drop down here. Yep. Oh, hi. Got a little bit nervous there. I felt my character kind of hitch up. I hate motion controls. I don't think there will be a single game where I like motion controls. That's why I enjoy shitting on Skyward Sword. And that's like the least egregious problem with that fucking game. God. And Skyward Sword has a whole other litany of issues. More poison ice would be nice. The cannon is somewhere in that area, I believe. This guy we're gonna send to Yosefka's clinic. So you see these two dead things here. And these three. A man, a woman, and a child. And the guy is currently eating the child. And higher playthroughs, an enemy gives you so much souls that you can just buy. Yeah. I just don't like well, there's a lot that I don't like about Skyward Sword. But it's mostly like my biggest gripe with Skyward Sword is the motion controls. I will say that the Switch version. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off my camera for a second. I'm gonna eat something real quick. The motion controls. I don't like motion controls. The only time I gave an excuse, like I tolerated motion controls was for the Metroid Prime games, and even then, like, I'm not a crazy big supporter of like Metroid Prime 2 or 3. I think they're competent games. They're just, but Skyward Sword, like, it is just so handholdy, I guess, is what I didn't like. It felt like every time you did anything in that game, it's like, here's a tutorial to explain how this basic item works, and it's like, okay, please stop. Let me figure it out myself. It's kind of what I like about like the Souls games. Is it just like figure it out. Play the original and don't like motion controls very much, but in Skyward Sword, I'll. Oh, I found these little bunk cakes at the grocery store today. They're really delicious. But you never had problems. Okay. My issue is my current setup. And most setups that I've had for gaming have not been um, good setups for gimmicks like motion controls. And what I mean is like if I tried to play Skyward Sword on the Wii Here, hold on one second. Sorry. I don't like to eat with my camera on. I have a partial denture that I get very, very self-conscious about. That I have to take out. I have a food pocket right here. And if I eat with the denture in, it'll cram food up into that pocket, and then it becomes very difficult to get it out. And if I don't get it out, that can lead to cavities and tooth decay and rot, and I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Anyways, so my setup right now, I have a corner desk. Like, there's a wall here, a wall there, and my bed is literally like right here. So I'm surrounded on 3 sides. No, we're gonna send him to we're gonna do something different with him. So like I can't like flail my arms about, and so like I just can't play motion control games effectively. I'm gonna turn my camera off so you can see the subtitles.
And then you came along. Well,
Actually,
if you're a hunter,
no.
then would you know of any safe havens?
What are you doing? Hold on. If you send him to Odin Chapel, I think he'll start killing other people there. So you send him to Sefka's clinic.
Thank you. It's about time I made a move. I can't very well stay out on my own. Well, you give me hope. Terribly kind of you.
Yeah, you can get a rune for sending him.
It's all I can offer.
If you try and kill him, he'll transform into a gigantic beast. And I think you can still get that rune, but it's a lot more difficult. It's a very difficult fight. So it's like, it's the way I approach these games is, how can I play this without, how can I overcome this difficulty? It's not just brute forcing my way through it. There's the cannon. I don't have enough strength for it yet. Wow. Why did I meant to press start. Okay. We have 28 strength though, so if we go back to the Hunter's Dream, which we'll do here shortly, we're very close to a big, like a massive giga shortcut. We'll be able to get that strength that we need. Again, that's what I love about these games, is how interconnected everything becomes. Kind of wiggle, 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 wiggle. Get this controller to play nice. Okay, that's the way we want to go. I'll show this off real quick. We'll be coming up here later. And that's what now we're getting into what I call the bullshit part of the forest. It's not really bullshit. It's just, it's very easy to get turned around and lost in here. And you do have these enemies, and they can be annoying. Actually, the Kirk hammer might be a good weapon to use on those guys. The rune, I think you need to send him to the chapel, and he kills everyone, and then you kill him, and you transform into the beast. You get a very special rune. Let's take a minute and compare notes here in a moment. Give me just one brief moment to open up the shortcut, and then we'll go see, because you can get a rune from sending him to Yosefka's clinic. I want to see if this is the same rune that you get for sending him to Odin Chapel. Because, again, I think you get one of the 1/3 umbilical cords from the whore in Odin Chapel, so she has to live up to a certain point. Ah, yes, and our favorite, you know.
Ah, a new face, are you? And an accomplished hunter, it would appear.
I almost forgot about this guy.
I am Volta, master of the League. Members of the League cleanse the streets.
The League of Shadows?
The that spread about during the hunt. Like any half-decent hunter ought to, you know? Haven't you seen enough of these wretched beasts? Freakish slugs and mad doctors. Sentence these fiends to death.
I want to watch a YouTube video about this rune, so you're not sure.
What do you say? Why not join the League?
Yeah, I'll join the League.
As a hunter well should. Commit this to heart. Our own Carol rune, symbol of the League.
The Carol rune doesn't do anything in game or in your game, but if you get summoned into somebody else's world, this rune does help you.
Just think, now you're all set to hunt and kill to your heart's content. Hunt in cooperation with your fellows, your League confederates.
Yeah, a lot of what I know about this game is I learned from watching Epic Name Bro, actually. So let's go ahead and take a look at this rune. A Carol rune that transcribes inhuman sounds. This rune, discovered inside the forbidden beast eater, came to symbolize impurity, the oath of the League. Confederates of the League cooperate with hunters from other worlds and hunt to discover vermin. Vermin writhe within filth and are the root of man's impurity. Crush all vermin without hesitation. So you equip this rune, and when you do like successful co-op things, you get a vermin item. You can then use that vermin item, fuck you bird, to level up inside the League, and you get like items and stuff like that. Oh yeah. This game is very short if you know where to go and like what to do and like all the shortcuts and all that other stuff. That's kind of why I'm this far. Like if this was my first playthrough, I would not be this far. My first playthrough, I would probably still be in fucking old Yarnum. Ooh. That's a pretty big boost. Right, we'll equip that. Hunter pistol. Oh, I can't put the... Okay. What does that do, actually? Oh, attack versus beasts. Oh, okay. Yes. And now we can equip one of these. Rapid poison. Holy shit. Attack up 9.1. Sub weapon effect. Let's go attack up. I think I'll do this one. Because I don't know like what would be affected by that. But so air. So let's just go with the moon for now, and then we'll equip this. And maybe we'll try and do some co-op or something like that at some point. Let me check the baths and see what's in here. Yep. Oh, yeah, this is a good weapon. Ludwig's Holy Blade. That's actually good for, I think, arcane builds. Yeah, it's got arcane scaling. Oh, they all have arcane scaling. Never mind. Ludwig's rifle. The cannon. Tomb Prospector. And... Oh. And someone is stuck in all Yarnum. I give the tip to shoot the man. The machine gun. Oh, yeah. That's it. Actually, go check my VODs. That's what I did. I died a few times trying to do it because he would he would get a shot off before I was able to push him off the ledge. And so it would push me back off of the ladder. But I think on the third attempt, it was either the third or fourth attempt, I finally succeeded in knocking him off. That's how I deal with that guy, because that fighting him like normally in that area is not a fun experience. Yeah, yeah. I might have picked that one up from Lobos Jr. actually.
Welcome home. What is it you desire?
I desire for these stupid fucking motion controls to
Very
stop.
well. Let me
Right? This is the reason I'm not leveling endurance, because it doesn't give you much of anything. It literally governs stamina, and that's it. You know, the difference between Soul Series, Soulsborne, Souls-like. Yeah, Soul Series is regarding Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, 2, and 3. Soulsborne refers to all of them, to include Bloodborne. And Souls-like is games like Neo, and Liza P, etc., etc.
farewell, good heart. May you find your work.
Don't worry, I will. And then we equip the cannon. This thing combined with bone marrow ash is fucking dangerous. We're probably not going to use it much, if at all. And I'm really glad that equip load is not a thing in this game, so I can really roll about. They probably should have had an equip load in this game, because then you'd have something else for endurance to do. I don't know. I don't think I need fire paper. It's not right now, I don't. Yeah, Soulsborne, other From games. Well, I wouldn't say all From games, because there is Armored Core, and I heard a rumor that we're going to be getting more Armored Core games. That really makes me excited. I had a lot of fun with Armored Core 6. I think that game is really fucking dope. Makes me very, very happy. Oh, yeah, no, but I just... From Software made Armored Core games. They're really good, fun games. One of the first games I ever got for my PS1 was Armored Core 1. I have a lot of fond memories with the Armored Core games. Especially the early ones, Master of Arena and Armored Core. And yeah, there were like all the little like spin-offs that they had from those games. Those games were a lot of fun to me. Me and my friends would all sit there and like we'd play through the games. We'd create our mechs. Yeah, Kingsfield is essentially the precursor to this. Yeah, Kingsfield is, you could consider it the proto Dark Souls or proto Bloodborne or whatever whatever game you want to like compare it to. It had a lot of similar mechanics. It was very, you know, obscure. It wasn't really well known. But now everybody's like, you know, there's a lot of people are like, I want to go back and play the Kingsfield games. I would not recommend that. They are very rough around the edges. But for their time, they're very interesting and you know, I'd say very innovative. But they did not age well at all. If you want to see the Kingsfield games, I'd recommend like pull up a Let's Play of the Kingsfield games. Fuck you, Sneck. I'm gonna step on Sneck. Step on Sneck. Step on Sneck. Step on the Sneck. He's rude. He tried to hit me. I really like this weapon, if I haven't made that abundantly clear yet. Sneck's trying to step on me. I'll step on Sneck instead. I see my mind has drifted off into absurdist humor. English has advantage over German. The step on Sneck is it. I guess I should probably explain that because you're not an American, and so you probably don't get the joke that I'm making. There is a flag from back in like the Revolutionary times. It says "Don't tread on me," and it has like a little coiled snake on it. It's a yellow flag, and a lot of people have made fun of that flag because a lot of like First and Second Amendment enjoyers will try and use that as like their reason for wanting to own guns and shit like that. They'll make their whole identity about like their gun ownership. It's a real problem. And so it says "Don't tread on me." So to mock them, people created like a very poorly drawn version of that flag, and it just says instead of saying "Don't tread on me," it says "Don't step on Sneck." I'll actually just type it out. We have as the pronoun for three, one for men, one for women, and one for thing. Yeah, we have a similar system to that. Yeah, that sounds very similar to our system. We have, one for men, one for women, one for non-binary. Is that what you're kind of referencing there? Thing being like non-binary is they them pronouns, he him pronouns for male, and she her pronouns for. I don't know all the pronouns that exist, but I do feel that if somebody has preferred pronouns, they are valid. It's not my place to tell somebody else what their identity is. That's for each and every person on this planet to figure out for themselves. It's a very like I know a lot of people who are in those communities, and they struggle a lot with the crap that they get just because because they were born different, and I have zero tolerance for that type of crap. If somebody's gonna harass somebody because they're born different. But I may be misinterpreting what you're saying, and so I'm probably going off on a random tangent that might make no sense to you. Do 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 do. Curious about something. Hold on a second. What was those? Oh, okay. Odd. Okay. just want to check something real quick. That kind of out. We also have that. Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like, you know, the way you're saying it, though, I might have misunderstood what you were trying to say. That's very possible. I'm really good at misunderstanding or misinterpreting people. It's my superpower. Somebody will say something, and I'll think that I understand what they're saying and try and commiserate in some way, and then I will immediately realize, oh, that's not what they meant. I don't think they considered the impact that the whirligig saw on the main game when they created this game. English has no other words outside of the... I thought there was a rune around here somewhere. Stop it! This controller, goddamn. Oh boy. Well, I'm glad to see it works well against them. This is the rune, isn't it? Yes. Deep, clear, deep sea. I like reading these runes. Where are you? A symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Bergenworth. We are familiar with this person. The transcription of the Great One's inhuman voices depicts down-reaching currents. This rune means deep sea and grants augmented resistance. Great volumes of water serve as a bulwark against guarding sleep, an augur of the eldritch truth. Overcome this hindrance and seek what's yours. So yeah, what I was basically saying is I thought I understood what you were saying, but I clearly was not. And that's partially, I mean, I'm not familiar with German at all, unfortunately. I took German for a little bit when I was in middle school, but that didn't really pan out in my favor. I ended up not continuing that. I switched over to Latin when I went to high school. But I thought, oh, I can start German in middle school, and then I'd only have to take one language class in high school. But our German teacher in middle school was very bizarre. And we watched a lot of Mutzi videos. I don't know if that's familiar to you at all, but she would also quack at us when we annoyed her. She would literally, like, if she got annoyed at a certain, you know, she would express that annoyance by going, whack. But we had a teacher that quacked at us. It was not a good class. And so I stopped going. I did that a couple times in high school and college as well. I had a calculus professor who's like, you know, his way of teaching the class was, you should already know this. I wouldn't be in the class if I already knew it. So, you know, teach us. It's not, you know, if it's really so easy that we should already know it, then teach it. Tell us how it's so easy, and you know, we have three forms of the one. Oh, I see what you're saying. You have different ways of saying the, or different ways of saying specific words, and the way you say those words are, you know, depending on how you say the words, they're gendered differently. Is that what you're saying? I know there are several foreign languages that do that sort of thing. And I think that's what that might be what you're trying to say. Am I following? Did my brain synapses finally work properly? Neuron activate, monkey brain do thing. Return to monkey. Okay. Whoop! Trying to get rid of those assholes so I can focus on this shithead. Oh god, I'm dead! Every word. None is connected with one of the words, so you have to recognize it. Yeah, that was kind of one of the difficulties I had when I was in German class is that, you know, depending on how it, you know, how the word is spelled, I guess, determines like it's that was the thing in Latin as well. Is like, you know, certain verbs, like verbs were gendered. It was very weird. We're gonna run back. We're not gonna be doing the all that bullshit we just did. We're just gonna go and hey, there we go. Yeah, I remember having that issue in Latin as well. Was I struggled with gendered words. It's like a good example that I could actually reference is, ironically enough, surprised it's a good example, is in Game of Thrones. When they're talking about, like, you know, the prophecy or whatever of the prince that was promised or whatever, according to one of the characters, the word, you know, there's no gender for the word. I guess the word that, you know, so it could, you know, the literal translation was not the prince that was promised, it was the prince or princess that was promised. And so that's the type of, that's what's coming to mind when as we talk about this. Okay, you can stop constantly attacking. That would be, like, really cool. You know what? I wonder. No, that doesn't work. I don't like referencing Game of Thrones because I do feel that show kind of shit its pants really hard in the later seasons. Completely fucking lost its mind. But I think that was a very good example of, like, what we're discussing right now. Fuck off. You know what? You've annoyed me, so have some fire. Have some more fire. Second form do you use for people you know and you're in a friendly private when you're in a friendly private conversation. Du hast. So I'm quoting specifically a Rammstein song, naming it, so to speak. I'm a huge metal fan, and I do like Rammstein, the band. We mentioned it earlier when we were talking about how I was born in Germany. And that's how I know of Rammstein, the band. Is their music? I find their music to be very good. But I am a metalhead. I just unfortunately cannot enjoy concerts ever again. Thank you, hearing loss. When I was in Afghanistan, I suffered hearing loss due to gunfire and explosions and all that sort of stuff. So I have very, very poor hearing. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in my life I needed to get hearing aids. What the fuck? Doing that? Have some smash! Smash! You know what? Don't mind me. Whoops. That didn't go well. I thought that was going to do more damage. Got one down. Wait until that's done and then go one attack right into another. I have that issue with enemies in Elden Ring too, where they just it's just one attack after another after another after another. You don't get a chance to really. It feels like you don't get a chance to fight back. The other form of you is the 5-1, the CC as big as use it in formal conversation, formal letters, okay, and in public conversation. There's like all those rules and stuff. English does not have rules like that. It's a very, it's a very a heavily bastardized language. I think is the best way to describe the English language. And that's without even getting into like the way Zoomers and stuff talk. Ugh. I'm not saying as in like it's gross. It's just like I'm officially old, and that I can't keep up with all the lingo. Like somebody was talking about like Riz or something like that, and I was like, "What the fuck are you? What is Riz?" And apparently Riz is charisma. That was news to me. Wait, there's two of them. Get the fuck off me. There's no weapon that is long enough to deal with this bullshit. There we go, that's one of them down. I want the, in German, you make words with endless. Isn't that also, like, doesn't the French language do that too? I feel like these enemies are impossible to effectively fight without getting hit. Like, if you want to do a no-hit run, your strategy for these enemies is to not fight them. Now, French is just very hard for me to read, I guess, because it's like there's like so many silent letters and stuff like that. Oh, we got a new rune. Let's look at Deep Sea. A Deep Sea rune increases frenzy resistance. Ooh, a secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Bergenward. The transcription of the Great One's inhuman voices depict down-reaching currents. This rune means deep sea and grants augmented resistance. Great volumes of water serve as a bulwark guarding sleep. An augur of the eldritch truth. Overcome to this hindrance and seek what's yours. I find the French language hard to read. It's very interesting to listen to if I could understand it, but reading it is particularly tricky for me. It's like I don't know how to properly pronounce things. Okay. Flop. Bye, piggy. Thank you for the blood vials. Top myself up and get some extra damage. Oh yay! I found the thingy. You go across. Stop with the controller. Start working again. God. And there's equipment here. Yep. Oh, I think we can get one of the clockwise metamorphoses in this area. The fuck just happened there? Did he summon those? I had French in school, but not good. But I have a certificate. The test that I had right about. I had a test. Oh, he does summon him. Okay. All right. Oh, sorry, I bumped the microphone. I have a similar story to that, getting a certificate, just barely passing. For one of my jobs, I had to get a Security Plus certificate. This is related to like development and stuff like that. I had to get a Security Plus certification. And it's just basically it's like, do you know how to stop, like, are you aware of security protocols and such? Kind of that type of thing. And I was very nervous that on that exam. So, if you replace with do when you're in Germany, they're really strict. So you get arrested if interesting. That's it's kind of scary actually. Okay. Whoop. I think we're getting close to the end of stream. I just saw what time it is, and I do have stuff I got to do tomorrow. I actually got to get up pretty early tomorrow. So, and it's almost 11 o'clock here in Maryland. I'm on the East Coast, United States. So what I'm going to try and do, if I die, we'll probably call it at that point, and we'll just pick up tomorrow. But we're really close to opening up a shortcut, and I kind of want to open up that shortcut. And I think that might be like once we get the metamorphosis thing that I was talking about, right before Shadows of Yharnam. They can arrest you for some shortcut. They can arrest you, so it's not like they will. It's just that if you do something that bothers them or annoys them or what have you, it could go very poorly. Like what I'm about to do could go very poorly. I think there are some celestial enemies here. Yes, there are. Oh God. Shit. And of course now is when my controller's like, hey, I'm gonna act up. Hello? What? this isn't annoying at all. Just endlessly attacking, nonstop. Yeah, thanks, game. Fun game. Boy, you're in trouble now. And by you, I mean me. I'm in big trouble. Man, just endlessly. Go fuck yourself. There it is. Clockwise metamorphosis. We want that one and clockwise metamorphosis. Germany is good for something. It is the healthcare system. Yeah. And it's the inverse in America. Our healthcare system is absolute dog shit. I have really good health insurance that basically is the equivalent of having universal healthcare or socialized healthcare, however you want to say it. But yeah, that is a hill I will die on. That healthcare in America is absolute dog shit. I pay $400 a month, more than $400 a month for my health insurance. Not all my dental is covered. Not everything is covered. Like I still have a copay for dental, vision. I recently went to the eye doctor. Cost me somewhere around $300 because I needed new frames. I didn't really, but I don't have a backup pair of glasses, so I had to give up these glasses to get the new lenses put in. So I had to get new frames. That was around $300. That was just for the frames. Like, it's bad. Like, why should I have to pay $300 fucking dollars for a piece of plastic that sits on my fucking head? My dental. I've spent over $10,000 on my teeth. This right here is a partial denture. This is what I was talking about earlier. That's why I turn my camera off when I eat. Because I do get self-conscious about how I look when I laugh and smile when I have that taken out of my head. I don't mind talking about it. Like, I'm not like ashamed of it. But I am self-conscious about the appearance. Slice of bacon there. But like that thing that I just showed you now, that piece of plastic that I just pulled out of my mouth, $700. It is bad. Look it up. You can find this stuff online. I had a friend who had bladder cancer. In order to afford the life-saving care that he needed for his it wasn't bladder, it was colon cancer. And it explained it was the reason his Crohn's disease was so bad, actually. He had to set up a GoFundMe so he could get a life-saving medical procedure. He had to ask strangers for money so he could be allowed to live. American healthcare is abysmally bad. Anybody who says otherwise is they're either delusional, rich, or they don't want to admit that there's a problem in this country. Speaking of healthcare, I heard this pig needs a prostate exam. Everything seems good. Yeah, American healthcare is like it's a punchline to a very bad joke. Speaking of jokes, I've recently been going through Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you haven't read that book, big recommend on reading that book. Today I got to So Long and Thanks for All the Fish. Shortest chapter ever put to print. But it's oh my god, it's such a funny book. It was written by Douglas Adams. I absolutely love his sense of humor. I think he is absolutely hilarious. Ooh, Henrik. He's dead, though. Two types of insurances. The state one and then a private one. We don't even get that. It's just try not to die. If you get sick, well then you're fucked. That, I think this is clockwise metamorphosis. Yes. These are the runes we will be using for the rest of the game. We will obviously switch to the upgraded ones when we find them in Nightmare of Ventus, but yeah, we don't have state insurance. We have private. All health insurance in America is privatized. I am currently with Blue Cross Blue Shield. That is my health insurance provider. Yeah, we need to go back to that big lake area. Maybe not through this way, but that's our goal. Whoop! Run down this way. Yeah, I want to get back to the Hunter's Dream after I open up a shortcut, and I think that's where we're gonna have to say good night. My girlfriend is expecting me to call around nowish, and I would rather not keep her waiting, as she does have to work tomorrow. She's back from her vacation. Oh, that's the wrong one. Is it this way? Because you came in from, I think, over there. Yeah, that's the way. This is the way, right? Private ones are more like the insurances of the USA. But state insurance, everyone gets in and has to have this. So basically, you're guaranteed some form of insurance no matter what. And the state covers that. But then if you want like extra coverage, you can buy into private insurance. Am I understanding that? No. Oh my god. This is where I get easily lost. This is the part of the force I don't like. Not that way. So I think it's this way. Yes, I think this is it. Okay. Yeah, and so the prices of all insurances are lower. Yeah. And it's the opposite here in America. Like, basically, it feels like, American health insurance companies are competing to see who can get the highest prices. And your insurance rates only go up. Same with car insurance, too, honestly. Like, I'm paying over $200 a month for car insurance. I have not had any accidents in over, like, jeez, well over 10 years. I haven't been pulled over in 10 years. I've had zero driving issues. I've been a good driver for over a decade. My insurance rates have only gone up. So now we're back here. And so this is how, yeah, you know, the big loop around that I was telling you about. Right? Okay. Whoop. This. Yeah, it seems like everybody like it's. I don't want to get too deep into it because it starts to get political at that point. But I have a lot of issues with the economic state of well, everything. But that's not really that's not what I like to talk about. So. Oh. Yeah. Go. Let's level up.
Welcome. What is it you desire?
Stop sitting down. Stop with the motion controls. God.
Very well. Let the echoes become
All I'm doing is pressing
strength.
X, and it's like, I do think this controller's on the fritz. 3, so. Yep, 1, 2. Sure, why not? 3. Nope. Do I want to do that? I think I do want to do that. Let's do that instead. Actually. Alright. Let's go repair and upgrade if we can. Which I think we can. Six. Nice. 45 plus 7. Yes. It's got good A rank scaling. Rapid poison effect. Medical, you get the same things in state insurance and then private, but longer waiting time. Yeah, that is one thing I've heard about universal healthcare is that the waiting times can be longer. Maybe a higher doctor checks you. Worst food in hospitals. So yeah, like I'm not too worried about like food quality when it comes to like health insurance. You know, that's food. Hospital food's gonna be bad no matter what. It's just like a rule. Jesus Christ, this is fucking. Yeah. All right. This controller's starting to annoy me. So I think that's where I am going to call it for